scary than I originally thought it was going to be.
I agree. The pattern is still terrifying. I watched most of the videos. I feel like I've got like one video left.
I didn't watch any of that like attaching pocket videos because I'm like, I'm not here yet. I don't feel the need to do this right now. But I did do like the other ones that were like overview and intro steps or whatever.
Yes. I did watch. I watched all of them except for like the final assembling the bag one. I did go ahead and watch the attaching the pockets, which I feel like a lot of that was common sense and didn't need a whole lot of review, but was still nice to hear. And then the other thing is that she was talking about how don't use pins on vinyl, which I wasn't going to use vinyl to begin with, and I don't like to use ever. But she was like, instead of using pins, use clips. Like, yep, perfect. That's what I was going to use.
And the magnets. The magnets look awesome.
Magnets. And those magnets are super cool. And now I want those dang magnets.
Yes, that's what I took away from that was, damn, I want magnets.
Yep. And then also I got to remember that I need to photocopy this one page.
Yeah, I remember that too. The other thing is, so I'm struggling. I did go to a fabric store last night, but I went to the bad one that we don't talk about, and because it's closer. And they really just didn't carry much of anything. And the mesh that I got, like in her videos, it's all stretchy, and the mesh that I got is not stretchy.
Where is?
So I went on Amazon because even like the zippers by the yard, she's like, "Oh, we don't sell those anymore because nobody buys it." I'm like, "Well, I'm here and I want to buy it."
So I got my zipper by the yard from Amazon.
I found one that's 40 different colors and 200 zippers or zips.
Oh, do you need it in yardage though?
They're each 1 yard.
Oh, that's a long zipper.
I know, but it was only like 12. It was like $20, and I found individual ones, and they were like 12. I'm like, well, for like $8 more, I can get a bajillion. I might as well. The same with the fold over elastic, and it's like 40 colors, and it's $12 for a yard of each.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, well, this is excessive, but
that's what we're doing now.
that's how this is going down. Okay. I do sprinkle this.
Okay, apparently I have no idea where my mesh went, but also it's not mesh, I'm using lace.
Oh, see, and I thought about that, and then I had watched the video, and I was just unsure what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I was looking at all of the mesh options, and they all just looked really gross to me. I wasn't going to spend the money that she was asking for lace on her site. It was too much for me, and I'm
gonna go get it.
This is the mesh I went with.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's pretty.
I like that. So they only have black or white, but I will say, let's see here.
Oh, there she goes. It's a duo again.
Oh.
She hit a button.
I know to remember. I had to bring her in this time.
Yes, you do. So on Friday, me and Ashley had another quilt meetup.
Oh, did you?
Yes, we're trying to make this a bi-weekly thing.
Oh, good, good.
I think it helps keep Ashley on track.
How far is Ashley now?
So on Friday, she finished up the log cabin blocks.
Okay. And how about on last year's quilt? Has she made any progress with last year's quilt?
The previous meetup, she'd worked on that, and if she'd done work on the center star. I didn't ask her actually on Friday if she made any more progress on that. I think the answer is no, because she'd been having some issues with her machine. With it, like,
Okay.
it's skipping stitches really badly. Actually, on Friday, she ended up using my machine most of the time because I was just cutting.
Mhm.
And I sat down and messed with her machine a little bit, and I could get it to like skip less stitches, but it was still skipping stitches. I'm not really sure what's going on there.
You should give her my machine.
I offered it.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, I still have Alicia's old machine if you want to use that instead, because I figured that would also be your answer.
Yeah.
She's like, she said she was going to try and get her old Kenmore back from Heather.
Oh, she should just take my machine because, like, it's just sitting there doing nothing right now.
It is absolutely just sitting
like,
right here, like literally
Yeah.
in that closet.
And like, if nothing else, that thing is super like reliable.
Super reliable.
It usually like has like mass tragedies where you have to like rebuild the stupid thing, but other than that, it's a pretty decent little tank.
It is absolutely like that machine is like, what have I had that like 3 years now? Something like that?
Yeah.
I've had that for a minute.
Mhm.
Much longer than I thought I was gonna have it. And it chugs along. Like I've cleaned it out, a couple times, but she's just a no issue, no fuss machine. She's good.
Yeah. She just occasionally doesn't like that stitch, and then she's like, "No, you got to just reset everything."
There's occasionally where she just like, it's that thing where she likes to freeze sometimes. No, we're not going.
Oh, yeah.
That
felt a little bulky, so no.
I discovered I was using my mom's machine last weekend, largely because Sandy, Laura, and I were all sewing. And Sandy was super excited because she's never been in a room with 3 machines running at the same time. So it was fun. But my mom's machine, which I've never had any problems with, it just kept jamming. And all of a sudden, I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? I have one of the little clear plastic bobbins in it that I use on my brother machine.
You had the wrong size bobbin.
And I knew it felt a little loose in there when I put it in. And I happen to remember my sister-in-law had it for like a year, and she had all these metal ones. And I was like, let's just thread one of the metal ones, and boom, all better. I was like, that made it mad.
It's crazy. It's like a millimeter, and it will ruin the world.
Jam and freak, and
Ashley had all those issues last year where her machine actually, like in the manual and all of that, actually gives the wrong bobbin size.
Oh,
like
yeah.
We actually, like, when we went to the Quilt Expo last year, she went to the actual, is it a Janome? It's a Juki. Which one does she have?
Juki.
She went to the actual, like, Juki dealer to get bobbins, and he gave her bobbins, and I was looking at them, and I was like, since you have been having all of these problems, let me just, like, go to this other shop that sells bobbins and check the size and make sure that it's the smaller one or the larger, whichever it needed to be. And sure enough, he gave her the wrong size.
wow.
Yep. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but yeah, she was having all the problems with her machine last year because of that. That will destroy the world. And when you inherit stuff from people, you end up like you have no idea what you're getting. And like every single time I have ever gotten a stash from somebody else, I have had a mix of both sides.
Right?
And it's impossible to tell unless you're actually holding them up against each other.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how people end up with those mixes. Like, you didn't notice, your machine didn't die, or did it, and you had no idea why. Because they're
yeah.
I have like enough problems with a bobbin, and like I've already changed the thread on it, and it is still causing me problems. I don't even check the size; I just throw it right out. Like, no, I'm not even gonna mess with you anymore. You're a bobbin. You cost like 3 cents.
Yeah.
I have a whole drawer filled with them. So also, in the videos yesterday, my favorite part of it was when she explained why there are so many cutting charts for this.
Yes. I love that because I'm going to use one of the smaller ones. Like, I'm going to quilt smaller pieces separate.
But I love that she thinks that we're all such pussy ass bitches that we can't handle fabric that's 44 inches wide in a domestic.
Oh yeah, that.
I am going to be doing the smaller pieces as well, but that's just because I'm using 4 fabrics instead of 3, and so like I'm just gonna have to be a little bit fancier with how I cut everything. And you're using many fabrics, right?
I am, which is why it works well, just because I'm still like hemming and hawing. Now that I've watched the videos, I'm like, okay, do I want to rethink how I'm going to lay this out? I know I want to use the pink Mulan, but I'm torn. But I figure once I get all of the multitudes of colors of zippers and pulled over elastics, I can make a more educated decision on
right
how I want to proceed.
Chris, what are you going to be using for fabric? Oh, right. You showed me all of that before.
I have also already cut all this down.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. You've got the little tags on it and everything. Is it already quilted and all that then?
No, I've not quilted any of this.
Okay.
But I've cut everything, including the soft and stable to all the appropriate sizes.
Okay.
The only thing I have left to cut is the trim fabric, like the handles and
and
the binding fabric.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one I haven't done yet.
These soft and stable. Would you also describe that the way that I described whatever it was that I got, where it is basically a gross felt?
Kind of.
Where do you disagree on the gross felt description?
I mean, it doesn't feel gross, but it feels like felt with no fuzz.
Yes, that's what mine feels like that I purchased last night, and it's kind of thin. I'm actually tempted to use my fusible fleece with a layer of this because I don't feel like it'll even do anything to quilt it because it's so thin.
I do think this is on the thinner side. Because basically what mine feels like is that they took it almost feels like foam.
Oh.
See, and that's what I was looking for was the foam stuff because that's what I was envisioning, but they didn't have any of that at the store, and that's why I'm like, well, maybe if I combine this thin stuff, it's called medium weight stabilizer. But if I combine that with my fusible fleece, then maybe it'll make the nice foamy type feel that I was thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they call this one foam stabilizer, which is why I think it is foam-like. But it kind of feels like they took a foam or a batting and then put I don't know, some type of thin thing on either side of it so it feels like it is sandwiched.
Oh.
It is when you touch it, it does not feel like batting. It doesn't have any or no loose threads or anything like that. It feels smooth with like a mild ribbing texture.
Okay, so that stuff is very different. I got and was yours also the Pellon brand?
Yes, mine is the Pellon medium midweight stabilizer, sew-in stabilizer.
So I got extra firm stabilizer.
And I saw that. Okay, yes, I saw that, and it does feel like very stiff, gross felt. I know exactly what you got because I saw that and said, no, I don't want that.
I ordered everything online because I fully embrace my agoraphobia now. And I don't know what you are. I don't know what this extra. Okay. You know those moments you're like, I'm just going to buy everything on the list, but then you don't actually look through everything afterward. Never mind. That's weird. It's fusible, but it's called Shape Flex.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Oh, is this for the handles? Is that what this is?
Yeah, there's another. I had fusible interface that was on the list as well.
Yeah, there's fusible interfacing.
Shape Flex.
Yeah.
Fusible interfacing. Shape
Oh,
Flex.
this is called Shape Flex as well? Oh, okay. Oh, it is the exact same product.
Yeah.
Because that is the Pellon as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did
That's
get the
for a
exact same
different.
product for that.
So yeah, that's for a different part. I already forget where the
Okay.
instructions it is, but
All right.
But yeah, so I guess we'll end up having a nice little
Daisy, Violet.
comparison of these products afterward, and that will be interesting.
yeah,
So yours, Chris, yours is the actual by Annie one.
it is. It is. I just went. I've never made a bag before, and I want to minimize any potential fuck ups on my own personal part. So I'm just gonna get what's in the instructions.
And is that stuff actually that brand, as opposed to what you just held up that is sold by Annie but is actually Pellon?
Let's see.
Oh, also, this is my mesh, and I don't love it, but it is what it is.
You
Well, you
know,
get that-
it's mesh. It
But it's
doesn't.
not as stretchy as she made it look like it was going to be, but I think it'll be just fine.
Yeah, it's not like we're doing anything. It's not like this is something where you're going to need a lot of stretch in it. It's not.
No, it's just got to hold everything in.
Okay, soft and stable. Oh yeah, so that is actually just her product. That it looks like.
Yeah, I mean there is a little thing over here where it's tools of the trade.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that is another brand or not.
I mean, that's what we have Google for, though, right?
Yeah. And then obviously it tells you where the fabrics are from below that.
There's also a Tools of the Trade cookware.
Okay.
I saw that when I was looking up this stuff, and I finally just decided I'm going to order it on Amazon.
I will say they really try to shade regular batting. There's also a backside to this of general facts about this product.
Mm-hmm.
And they really try to shade regular batting by lying.
Oh, they always do stuff like that.
And it's really funny to me.
So I want to hear that in just a moment, but it looks like Tools of the Trade is by Annie's line of products.
Okay.
Just the way that Google is the first 6 links for it are all by Annie.
Okay.
But I want to know what the shade is that they throw at batting.
Okay, so the shade is Quilt by Annie, soft and stable to your fabric, or just sew around the edges of the piece. There's no need to quilt every 2 to 4 inches like batting. Batting tells you can do 8 inches apart.
Batting is 8 inches. Also, I'm just going to put it out there that these are for bags what are you doing if you are not quilting within 2 to 4 inches?
I know these guys aren't big. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're.
I mean, the standard is the diamond, like the diamond where they're like a half, I guess, an inch apart. I'm just looking at like my Vera Bradley. That's it right there. Yeah, they're about an inch, an elongated inch.
Me and Ashley had a whole conversation about Vera Bradley and bags when I was cutting this. Because I'm considering doing that.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, because I love my Vera Bradley purse. That's all I use.
And so I will say that every time I do anything with like a sort of like one of those crosshatch sort of designs for quilting, I always have an issue with the bottom layer folding over slightly and ending up with little itty bitty creases at corners. But this is small enough that I think you'd be fine. And of course, you have the walking foot with the little thing in it that you need your measuring gauge. So I think if you're going to attempt to do the just sort of diamond weave style of quilting, this is the time to do it.
Okay. Because I'm either going to do that or I'm just going to do straight lines and move on. Like those are my two options, I feel like.
I think because I'm going to be using the skull pattern, I think I'm actually going to, it's going to be extremely tight, but again, this is the time for it. I think I'm going to be doing just like kind of a meandering between the skulls, but again, the skulls are like, it is such a tight pattern that it's not, it's just going to be like basically little itty bitty swirls in between those skulls, and it should make skulls pop out a little bit more, but it'll hold together. And like, thankfully the skulls are only an inch wide because I've got regular stabilizer. And like, what would I do if the skulls were bigger than 2 inches? It would
Okay. So here's the real monkey wrench that I have with my selections is that I was organizing my fabrics. My kid decided to rearrange her room, and then she had an 8x8 or a 2x4, so 8-cube storage system that she didn't want anymore. And I was like, oh, sweet, I'll put all my fabric in there. Side note, I was delusional and thought that I would fit my 7 bids of fabric in those 8 little storage cubes. I fit what I had upstairs in it, and so now it's not like all over the front room, which is awesome. But also, while I was going through it, I found this, and I just feel like I want to change gears and use my flamingo fabric. Isn't it so pretty?
That it's super pretty. That it's super pretty, and you can get some great coordinating fabric.
I know, so that's why I'm like, I think I don't want to use all my other scraps. I think I need a flamingo bag.
Okay.
And it would match the photo behind you.
Yes, I have 2 flamingos on my walls. I actually have flamingos everywhere in the house if you start looking. I love them.
I love the spoons on the wall. My mother does that.
They were Sean's grandma's, and those were my mom's mugs.
That's also how my mother got the spoons, is from grandparents.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody
because I feel like that's just how that goes.
I was super sad because all I could picture next to those spoons, the flamingos are probably going to move because they just don't quite fit with that motif. Camera math, gosh. And all I could picture was my grandma's wooden spoons that she had hanging in her kitchen. And while I don't have access to those, Sean's mom saw my post and was like, I have these that were... So those are scheduled to go up on the wall on each side of the spoons and under the big vintage Watkins mugs.
That's awesome.
I'm like, it's like my little vintage wall. I love it.
So I don't know how my life is going to pan out this year, if this is even viable, but I've been low-key thinking about attempting to design a pattern for us to do next year of flamingo and pineapples.
Oh my God, I love flamingos and pineapples.
Yeah, where I can like throw in a bunch of different techniques and like maybe not do actual paper piecing, but like play around with a couple different ways to do it and like do like the blocks that we did last year, do some of those for the pineapples and do, I don't know, there's just a bunch of different like crazy constructions that I feel like I can throw them all into a pattern. It would be like we would be troubleshooting the shit out of it because I've never made a pattern before, but like it's also kind of a thing that we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is what we do.
It is what we do. I feel like we have enough math between us that we could do this.
Okay.
I am so on board.
Okay. We'll discuss that at our next meet because I don't know about y'all, but like I've already done my mushroom stem strip and I'm almost like this month is like a 10-minute amount of work for the actual quilt meetup stuff.
That's what it looks like. I've done none of it because I'm like, this seems like it'll be quick. I'll do this later. I'd rather work on the bag right now because I'm much more motivated to do it because I've never done it.
Exactly. Yep. Like I can't believe that these were supposed to be spread out across 2 months.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, side note, I thought it was really funny. I am not used to this being called hook and loop. It's Velcro, people. Velcro.
So Velcro, so it's a real funny thing. So Velcro is a name brand, like it is trademarked.
Yeah. So
and at one point, Velcro had become so, quote, ubiquitous with hook and loop that Velcro actually did an entire campaign about how the product is called hook and loop and the brand is Velcro, so they would not lose their copyright.
Wow.
You should look up the
Velcro. You did this to yourselves.
Yeah, you should look up the commercial. It's a whole song and dance number. It's hilarious.
Wow.
Yes. It is completely worth your time.
So I come because I'm watching your video and I'm like, oh, it's Velcro.
So have Q-Tip and Kleenex and Tupperware, have they all actually lost their copyrights because of that?
No, they have not.
So what? You don't lose your copyright over it.
You can. It's happened to other things.
Oh, okay. Okay,
and
so
I guess
this was an actual threat.
And Velcro's just been, or was it been around longer than those things that. They didn't really have direct competitors. Like Tupperware does at least have direct competitors in like Glad and Ziploc also make containers. And then Scott's also makes facial tissue. And I don't remember your last example right now.
But like they can charge a premium for that. Like automatically I am stupid enough that if I go to the grocery store and the prices are comparable, I'm going to get Tupperware instead of Glad. I don't know why, except that, like, I guess I also fall slightly to the Apple product line. I just don't actually buy Apple stuff because I'm a poor person. But like, just because it is that name, I'm like, yes, that is the name, and therefore that is what I want. And is that smartwatch that you have, is that from Samsung?
Yes, it is, and
I have that exact watch, and I might ask you for help with it sometime because it is my mother's, and she was like, do you want this? I never use it. And I was like, I guess, but like I literally have no idea what to do with it.
So I've had it for a couple of years, and I actually, I was having some health problems post-surgery. Didn't realize I was actually in withdrawal from the medication that I ran out of. So that was fun. I went to the ER for everything, like had chest x-rays, like all kinds of stuff post-surgery because we were worried I had a pulmonary embolism. But no.
And it turns out you're just a junkie.
I was just my Adderall. So, fun story, real life. I'm like, I just started taking it in November. I would never have thought that I would be in withdrawal from it, but here we are. I was having like a massive panic attack for a week because I hadn't had my Adderall. Yep. So that's why I felt like I couldn't breathe, and it had nothing to do with a pulmonary embolism post-surgery. But while that was all happening, I read that I should be able to check my O2 on here because I was like, I can't breathe. I want to check my oxygen level. This version does not come with it. But while I was messing with all the settings, I've actually been real frustrated because my battery dies before like 5 p.m. And I discovered that I have no idea how long ago my screen got set to be always on.
But you know now.
I know now, and all of a sudden I was like putting it on the charger at night because I'm like, it's always at like 6% by the time I go to bed, and it was at 58%. I'm like, son of a bitch, I could sleep with it and get my sleep record.
I could actually go 2 days now.
This is amazing.
Awesome. So at some point,
positive things out of withdrawals.
yeah.
So what I get out of this is you are an expert on this watch now.
I did a lot of research and troubleshooting, and it didn't even dawn on me until like I had a post-op appointment, and as I was sitting in there, I checked something, and then I put my hand over it, and that used to turn the screen off. But it stopped doing that forever ago, and I thought it was just a glitch. And I just did it out of habit, and I'm like, it turned the screen off. Oh my God, I changed the setting, and that's why my battery works. It took like a week to notice.
That just reminds me of all of those stories where people have gotten popped for making like edibles because somebody else is just like, oh, it's a brownie. I will eat this brownie without asking for permission because I love brownies. And then they're like, oh my God, I'm dying. I must go to the hospital. And then the ER is like, you're just high.
That would be me.
You just got it through.
Yeah, that would be you in my house just grabbing something.
Don't maybe anything at Chris's house without permission.
Yeah.
So just say come visit and snack.
I mean, I always have stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's legal here, so
It's not
so
here.
much like, don't eat it, but like, don't fucking narc.
that.
If you eat something and then afterward you're like, I'm gonna die, I need to go to the hospital, don't. Go to Chris.
Yeah.
Tell him what you're feeling. He'll be like, yeah, you ate that gummy. Why'd you do that?
The closest experience I've had to this is with Sierra. And it wasn't that she didn't know what they were. She knew what the brownies were. And it was in fact brownies. She didn't ask me what the dosage was. And I had pre-cut them all. So she ate like an entire regular size brownie approximately. And I realized through testing this particular batch that you really should have like a quarter brownie, especially with her tolerance level. And I was at home when she did this. I was out dinner with Mike or something. I was out with Mike doing something. And I come home and she is one with the couch. like I'm pretty sure they merged bodies. And then at one point we come home and she's just talking about how in Star Wars everybody could just get along if they realized that balance was the most important thing about the Force, and that they're all just having this crazy misunderstanding and she could fix it.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It was amazing to watch.
That is so amazing.
I love that. That's why I always cut them into like pieces that I knew that would be like enough to get Ken to sleep, because that was typically why we were making them to begin with, is that was how I got Ken to like stop
Go to bed.
to sleep every night, was like by making him eat pot brownies. And then also like it was the right size for me, that if I just wanted to like take the edge off, like that was all I needed for it. And then if I wanted to, I could always eat more. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's important.
Yeah, it was a fresh batch. So like I just hadn't portioned them out yet.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was just like normally like I will make them and then I think I literally had made them like maybe the day before. And that night I had planned to cut them all into portion and freeze them. Because I always just freeze them because I feel like a batch lasts forever. Like I don't use them that often, and she's got into them before I did that. She just didn't ask. She didn't make a choice. And it was worth it for me because damn was that funny coming home too.
I bet it was. So I have another conundrum because also, like, I think I've sold on the flamingo bag, but I also found this. Oh, it's upside down.
Oh, did you see in her video that she was using the Tula? I don't know if that's part of the Tula line, but
I have this coordinating fabric too.
Oh no, that's part of the Disney line, isn't it?
Yeah, it's part of the Disney line. So I have both of them and they coordinate and they're so pretty and it's the Cheshire Cat. So
I do like those, but I do lean towards the flamingo.
I think the flamingo's the right choice for this project, but I'm like, okay, I have another project because I have to find something to do with those.
I mean, yes, you could just make more bags. Like you have the pattern.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have all the zippers and all this all over elastic, so might as well.
And after you make the first one, like I feel like once I make the first one, I can like reevaluate what I like, what I don't like, and kind of turn it into a pattern for many uses. So I would say, I personally lean toward that flamingo fabric just because it is super cute. And but do you have a coordinating fabric already on hand? I was going to ask that like 20 minutes ago, and then we got sidetracked as is what we did.
I have to go shopping downstairs.
No, okay, then don't do the flamingo. Don't go shopping.
No. I mean shopping
downstairs.
Oh, okay.
And I'm also still tempted. I may go to Joann today because I think I really do want the like foam stuff. Now that he said that it is like the foam, Joann should have it. I know my mother-in-law used it to make a sewing machine cover for her machine. And I gotta ask her where she got it because I don't remember if she got it from the quilt shop or she got it from Joann.
Okay, because was it like actual foam or was it advertised as a bag stabilizer?
It's a foam bag stabilizer.
Yeah, like the way this says, it says the original foam stabilizer. The original foam stabilizer. Soft and stable.
My mother just texted me, do you have any books that I might like to read? And like...
Why do
I actually do, but like what a terrifying question from my mother.
I mean, do you keep books about fascism on hand?
I mean, I have a bunch of books from my like literary fiction days.
Silence.
I have In Cold Blood, and Cold Blood is always a good read. I say like forgetting that it's about an actual murder of an entire family, but that's okay. And hold on just a second because I might have
my password.
Thing of cat food right outside.
Son of a bitch! Sorry. Oh my god. So we leave for Disney in 29 days, and I'm trying to set up a DAS for 2 of my kids. And I waited on hold for 2 hours yesterday, and then our movie started, so I had to end the chat. Now, since I'm on my phone doing this, I thought, well, I'll just do it on my computer, and I'll be on hold for the chat all morning on my computer. But my computer apparently is so behind on updates that it can't even update Chrome properly to load the website properly to allow me to hit the live chat button. And now it's signing in, and it's actually making me enter in my Microsoft credentials to even finish the update. And I'm like, this is Sean's job. This is why I married an IT person, but he's doing that. And quite frankly, he hates the IT on the weekends.
My kitchen Echo keeps asking me if I want to add a calendar to it. And the other day I was like, you know what? Yes, I do want to add a calendar to you. And like when I went to do it, it was like, what is your password for your account. And I pulled up my computer and discovered that somehow my password to just like my regular Google login is not saved. And I was like, nope, not getting me this time. Not logging in.
So do I have it saved in my passwords on my phone?
Yeah, I would definitely check there and cross your fingers.
Because I sure as hell have tried it 4 times and it has not. Really? Oh, I do remember making it back. Are you kidding me?
So, and your screen is doing that thing that Chris's does. Oh, are you tabbed out of the page?
I am. I'm back.
Oh, there you are. Yeah. Okay.
I was using my password manager on my web browser on my phone.
Got it. Oh, it's because you're on a cell phone. That's what's doing it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because actually, StreamYard should not be doing that when you're on a computer, because like part of StreamYard is sharing screens. And so I was like, why does it keep doing it for y'all? That's why, because you're on a cell phone.
Yep.
Yeah, also, and even what's saved on my phone does not work on my laptop. So that's super fun.
What we were talking about before with the Velcro thing also, when I initially read that hook and loop, I was thinking hook and eye, and I was like, that's a really bizarre system. But then, like,
I did think that for a moment too.
Oh, this is Velcro, never mind. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be back on the screen in just a moment, but apparently I have to do this on my phone in the background because my computer is toast at the moment.
Woo!
Granted, I think I bought this computer like 12 years ago, and I really just use it to upload photos to Walgreens faster to get them printed because it takes forever on my phone.
That is a good use. That is.
Yes.
Pretty sure that's all I use it for.
Spent on it.
I just want to sign my kids up for DAS because I'm pretty sure that if we don't have to leave the park at 1 p.m. because she's having a meltdown in the line for the ride that she wants to ride.
Yes.
That was really fun. We were in the park for 2 hours that day.
Oh, no.
Fortunately, my eldest took pity on us, and we got back. I took Lily swimming for a few hours. And then Ashley was like, well, I have a DAS for myself, so let's go back and we'll use my DAS and we'll ride a bunch of rides. And we rode like 10 rides on her DAS, so it was awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, it was not fun for Lily.
I was literally just talking to my buddy James yesterday. He was asking me about Dragon Con because he's thinking about going. And at some point, I was like, make sure, though, if you decide to go, that you talk with disability services beforehand, because, like, this is going to be it's a pretty rough weekend. It's pretty hard on everybody, and I know that you don't have like a handicap permit, but I don't think they actually care about that. If you are like physically disabled in any way, they will help regardless of what kind of paperwork you have. And we had this like whole conversation, and then like everything went silent because he was like, I don't think I need that. And I was like, no, you don't understand. Like it's really bad, and like you're gonna have to like sit on the floor or like stand in line for hours, and like there'll be no place to sit, or you're stuck sitting on the floor, and you're like going up and down these hills. It's pretty brutal for everybody. And then like he went silent, like moving on with life, nothing weird there. But an hour later, he was like, I never really thought about this before, and like this was like a really bizarre reality check for me. And I'm like, James, you have a spinal fluid leak. What do you mean you've never thought about getting disability services before? James, you have an actual like handicap here, and it sucks. But like your spine literally has a
Seriously, what it's for.
yeah.
This makes complete sense with everything I know about James.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, oh my god.
So, yeah, I have the 2 kids. The oldest that likes to pass out if she's waiting in lines in hot weather. And then the youngest that likes to have absolute nuclear meltdown tantrums in the middle of the park waiting in line. So, yeah, we're just, we're gonna...
Again, why I do not go to Magic Kingdom.
You know,
but remember, Disney's for kids.
But I will say, I think, because I know it made a big difference for Ashley the last time to have it, and she's 18. She's going to be off doing her own thing, so she gets her own. But I'm like, why did we not think to get Lily one? Like, oh my gosh, we literally left the park 2 hours after we got there because she was having nuclear meltdowns from lines. Like, why would we have not done this?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But what's really nice about it is that you can interchange who uses it. So, like, as long as everyone's friends, even though there's like 22 people in our party, whoever you're with, you just pick the 6 people that are going to ride the ride with you because you can only have 6. But you can interchange which 6 people you're with, like, depending on who you're actually hanging out with at that moment. It's kind of cool.
We at Epcot, there were like no lines for anything. The only thing that I needed to like do the line for was that that new Guardians, and I don't know, everything moved really fast. Like we went there on the right day, I guess. Good heavens. I was like, what do you like? Asking my mother. Like, it's been a long time since we talked books because, like, we don't want to talk about my smut and it is what it is. But she says, so I'm like, wait, what do you like? And she says anything realistic, no sci-fi. Okay, fair. I love Jodi Picoult. Fiction, but believable. Like, no, let's reevaluate the definition of believable.
Where did I
I'm stealing her.
Okay, so I am actually
mine now.
Pages, and I feel like right off the bat with these directions, like the fact that page 2 is attaching zippers to things, just like she deliberately made this the most stressful way possible. Like, we didn't need to start right with that. That wasn't necessary. I have no idea where my children are, but, you know. No idea where they are. They're probably on my bed right now because I'm not back there. But, yeah, so, like, ignoring that page, going into the actual thing, and then there's the overview. And I guess the overview also makes it a little daunting. And then the fact that the cut page is an entire page, also a little daunting. Is that the instruction manual for your sewing machine?
Yes.
Nice.
I read mine all the time. You make me feel better that I consult mine frequently.
Actually, I don't know where mine is, and that worries me.
So I was gonna go ahead and start quilting these pieces together. That is, I'm either doing that at this point, or I am cutting the rest of that fabric that I don't need right this minute, so I'm not going to cut it right now. And I've never used the walking feet on this machine. Also, apparently, I have 2 different ones, and I need to figure out which is appropriate.
Oh no!
Side note on machines, I'm super proud because I needed to use my serger for something, and I didn't know until like maybe a couple months ago that you could turn the blade off. I thought it always had the blade on.
Oh.
And I learned how to turn the blade off and use it for something not blade related. Don't take her. No, you're so mean.
This calls it. This is
I've never used a serger before. I've definitely considered getting one many times, but I have never actually done it.
Well, I
I've
inherited it from
never
my mom,
used one. My mom has
and
one.
she had it, and she had it for several years, and she was so excited about it. And I took it when she passed, which today's her birthday, by the way. Side note. But I took her serger, and I opened it up, and she still had every drop of manufacturer sealing tape all over the machine. It had never been used. She took it out of the box, gazed at it lovingly, and put it away and never used it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I'm like trying to teach myself how to use it. And Laura needed to hem some pants, and I have discovered it is fantastic for hemming. Like you serge the edge, and then you just hem it up and do one quick little straight.
Yeah. Yep.
And it does fantastic. And she was a little intimidated, but I got it all set up for her. And she was like, oh, that actually works really fast and is really nice. I'm like, yes, it is.
Yeah, that's where they shine, is stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just ended up I had contemplated getting one for years, and then I just ended up leaning more toward quilting than clothing construction, and was like, you know what, I don't need one. I can just zigzag like a normal human being. I am going to go grab coffee, and I will be right back. Kitties. Hey, you both babies.
Yeah, so that's one of them.
Hey, Chaya.
My teenagers are ridiculous, just so you know. She's standing off to the side asking me, are you busy right now? Does it look like I'm busy right now? She's like, but are you too busy?
But you're not helping me, so you can't be that busy.
She's like, but are you too busy to fry me an egg? Coffee cake. That's right, I made coffee cake, and she wants a fried egg instead.
Right, let's start with 27.
Grandma's babies
The donut drops?
with apples in them.
Wait, oh, you want donut drops with apples in them?
That's how she was made of.
I know, I hated that she put apples in them.
She wants to make apples in them, right?
So are you actually, what are you reading about on your machine thing there, Chris?
I'm trying to figure out which of these walking feet
Oh, okay, yeah,
is
you're
what
sorting the
I
walking feet out.
want to use, because like these are the two I have. So there's this guy,
Okay,
who is like,
Yep.
it's like a little thinner, and
okay,
then like the walking bit seems, I guess, smaller on this one, the part where it grabs from the top.
okay.
And then I've got this guy, which is beefy.
Yeah, that's like lots of layers.
So
That's a nice looking foot.
and then like, where's that? And like the pieces on the, like there's a lot more like pieces on the bottom that like grab the fabric. Like there's 3 sections
Oh, it's
that,
got more
like,
teeth.
yes, there's a lot more teeth on it.
Gotcha.
More teeth guy is dual-footed. Tiny one is Acuflex. Okay.
Yeah. What you doing back there?
Is that a strawberry or a chunk?
That's a strawberry.
Oh, you got the berry.
But she's acting weird, like she knows that I'm plotting to pick her up to show her off.
Are you
She
begging
knows.
for eggs? You begging for eggs? Oh, you're both begging for eggs.
I give her cheese.
Mhm.
It's not
No, don't give her cheese.
boring. You just don't want any excitement in our lives.
Something with the dual feed device. Patterns. U1 to U5 and Q1 to Q7 can be sent with the dual feed device. What is U? Is that utility? Where is U? Yes.
All right,
use
so
utility.
this is spring loaded, and she's I'm not even gonna make it on camera, am I? Oh God, there's a baby. There's a spazzy baby. Spazzy baby. Chris totally missed the spazzy baby.
Oh.
Oh, sad face. I'm trying to see if you can see the chaos in the kitchens.
Sounds
Cat and 2 dogs.
about right.
Come on. All the way around. That's it.
I don't know where the fat man is.
Yeah, but
Where is the fat man? I haven't seen him in a while.
I've been trying to pick up pick up Strawberry just a little bit more every day to get her used to me picking her up.
Wait, you know what? I don't know where that fat man is, but I know how to find him.
Food.
It's
Oh,
a
that's
can of
cute.
treats.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, found him.
Look
There's
at
the
that
fat
cat.
man. I hit him. Yep, that's a guaranteed. If you don't know where Oliver is, just shake the treats because that's his jam. There you go, buddy.
What's the difference between your walking feet?
I mean, I can tell you the physical differences right now. I've not determined the which one I should technically use yet, but this is walking foot 1. It's fairly narrow on the bottom. It just has like one teeth section down there. And this is walking foot 2, who is beefy boy. It's got 3 teeth sections.
I wonder. Oh wait, do either of them have the little thing that grabs onto the machine? And are you talking to us, or are you talking?
Yeah, I was looking for the
Are you talking
little thing
about-
that has the lever on it.
Oh, there it
That.
is. Okay.
They
Okay.
both have that.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm used to that lever being a much larger.
Yeah, I have like a whole little hook thingy that like holds on.
So.
Yeah.
And then they all work with this, with the little guide. So
That other walking foot isn't for like specifically for like zippers or something, is it?
I don't know.
It was so narrow that I feel like for general use you would want that wider one.
I'm agreeing,
But
but I'm trying to like determine.
Go away. Come here. Yeah. Good enough. Sit. Sit. Sit down. Violet, you suck. Kind of dog are you?
okay.
Come here.
More coffee.
Violet.
Yes, coffee. I'm on my second cup, and the coffee cake is done.
Woo!
Here.
Okay, so I also think with mine, I just need to go through, and I was going to do this today, and of course we got sidetracked. I feel like with
Violet, come here.
mine,
Sit.
that the like really nice skull fabric is actually going to be the pocket fabric, because I think the pocket fabric gets more visibility than the main fabric. So I just need to, and I'm guessing, Anne, you're gonna have to do the same thing because you're kind of winging it that like
Yep.
just need to like go through and figure out which pieces are going to be.
Yeah, what lays where, and then wow, that's there we go.
So I'm gonna go scan this guy and I will be right back, and I'm gonna see if I get him printed up, if I'm able to figure out, like, make myself a good chart for what's gonna be what.
It really seems like the only difference, at least according to my instruction manual, is so this is called, they're calling this the twin footed foot or something. Fed foot,
Okay.
whatever. They're calling this one the AccuFeed Flex Professional Grade Foot HP2.
Well, that's fancy.
Yeah.
That sounds like a better one.
This foot provides superior visibility and is great for curves and precise top stitching. It's more narrow so you can see more things. That's what that just said to me.
Yeah, that is what I would take from that too.
Yeah. I would use a different needle plate with it. I don't feel like that's necessary.
Probably not.
I'm gonna use Chonky. And if for some
Also,
reason
can that henceforth be the name of that foot is Chunky?
say again?
That should henceforth be the name of that foot is Chunky.
I agree. I agree.
I'm actually feeling somewhat motivated today that I have to put black thread in my machine to fix one of Ashley's sweatshirts. And I think I'm going to do some stitches on last year's block of the month quilt that I have yet to finish, and I have been at a stalemate on. So
Well, that's
already
nice.
it's already pinned and ready to be stitched. I just haven't had black thread in my machine and haven't felt like swapping it.
That I understand the motivation there.
I'm like, well, if I gotta fix the sweatshirt, then I might as well just zip that stitch up there, and then I could get that flimsy done pretty quick. I discovered, I think I have project ADHD. Obviously, I have ADHD, but I think I have. It affects my projects. I like float from project to project, and even cleaning house yesterday, I don't think I solid cleaned one spot for more than like 5 minutes. I got it all done, but it took me the whole day to do all of it because I just kept walking into this room to get this. Oh, I need to do that. Walk into this room to get that. Oh, I need to do that. It's the whole day of walking back and forth, and I'm the same with projects.
So it took me a minute to get that printer working. It's been a while. Because I don't understand why you would need more visibility with a walking foot.
Yeah, I'm using Chonky.
Yeah, like there's just like the whole point of the walking foot just means that you don't need like visibility. You just need to see where the previous seam is, unless you're doing matchstick.
No.
You wouldn't need anything that close, and I don't think you use a walking foot with matchstick.
I feel like the one I guess almost example that they used is if I was trying to I feel like I could just pen it and it'd be fine. But if I was trying to I don't know, match plaid, I was trying to stitch along plaid lines across, on the top and the bottom, and I wanted them to match. I was trying to make sure I was on some specific line, I guess maybe.
Right.
I don't know. I'm trying to invent a reason for it. I would also have to like switch plates, and I'm like, this just doesn't seem worth it.
Oh, that doesn't help either. So I'm really proud of my machine. This is the original, and this is the copy.
Oh,
And it's
impressive.
like new that like this is way too dark, and let's get rid of that gray. It's silly that it's that gray.
I do not have a copy. I will have to scan that and copy it at work on Monday.
I just took a photo of it and like file that away. I'll reprint that if I need it.
Do you have a printer? You just don't have a scanner, or do you have a printer at all?
Oh, I mean, I have both. I just didn't feel like it.
Fair.
And what about you? Do you have a printer at home?
At home, no.
Oh, okay, you just don't have a printer at all. Okay.
We have a gob of printers at work, and so I just
Yeah,
print.
just use those.
We do. In fact, I sometimes Sean, my brother-in-law, was looking for a place to print out a crochet pattern, but it was like 100 pages, and it's gonna be like $50 to go to like one of the office shops to print that out. And
Yeah.
Sean's like, just send me the files, I'll print it on our printer.
Oh, you know what? I did offset this weirdly, so I'm going to run this one more time. I'll be right back. Go on, missing the top tracks.
Okay. Also, opinion. As I'm shopping before I even go downstairs, I have this white or like cream fabric left over from another project, but I have like 3/4 of a yard of it. I don't even know if you can see the patterns in it. It's got like a faint white floral kind of design
Hold
on
it
it.
up again. Yeah, it just looks like blush to me. I can't see any pattern in it.
Yeah. So, but I'm wondering if it's going to be a risk to get too dirty with the flamingos. But I have this, it's like a cream. It's got like a floral undertone, but it's super mild. But I'm like, that might be an okay sort of.
Hold that closer to the... Oh, no, I see. There it is. It's starting to focus, and it's pulling it out. Like, you would need to Scotch guard that for the gods.
Yeah, that's like, I'm like, I know, it would get so dirty.
Yeah, like, because mind you, I say that knowing that I am going to be using a bit of white fabric as well. And I will be Scotch guarding it for the gods. But I'm going to be only using it as, like, I might use it a little bit on the interior. And then I'm only going to be using it otherwise for, I think, just this like one strip right here on the outside. Like that piece right there, I think I'm going to do white as a nice divider. But then all of the handles and everything are going to be the black and white Sugar Skull design that I've got.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to be using that a lot more. Oh, no, you know, I guess that is what it is. It's just not... I'm going to be using that black and white Sugar Skull pattern for the lining as well. So it's going to be both the binding and the lining, basically, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you know, holding the white mesh, while I do think it's not beautiful, I don't know that mesh fabric is going to be beautiful per se, but you can see the pattern underneath it. And I think it'll be just fine.
Yeah, I might use the white for the pockets because it's going to have, I've got 2 different shades of purple once I find them. I'm so weirded out by the fact that I don't have a whole lot of places that fabric is, and I don't know how I've lost this lace, but I've got like a pinkier and a purpler one because I wasn't sure which one I was going to like better, and it was like $3 a yard, so I was like, screw it, I'll just get both and see which I like better.
Right.
And now they're both gone. I don't know, but but I feel like with that
okay, got it.
on the white, it'll look nice without like washing out the rest of it. Okay.
Oh, everyone's coming downstairs with me.
So it turns out that I didn't know which corner was the, you know, there's the corner that you push your when you're photocopying. There's a corner that you need to meet
Right.
up. I
Right.
thought it was the exact opposite corner.
Whoops.
Yeah. No.
Minor detail.
Yeah.
I have to organize down here because I quite frankly don't know what fabrics are in which boxes anymore.
I mean, yes. I feel like that's one of those things that we all need to do occasionally. If we're not moving regularly, which today I got an email from the post office saying that my change of address was about to expire and I needed to give them more money to extend it if I wanted that. And I was like, what the hell? I just did the change of address like a month ago. Why are you pushing this on me already? And then I realized it was the last change of address.
Everything's fine. This is fine. We're all fine.
Yeah. I saw the date April 1st and I was like, oh wait, I know what I was doing on April 1st of last year.
All right. We're going to prop that up there. Enjoy my nice storage bins down here. Honestly, it's actually getting more and more organized all the time. So that's a bonus.
Progress. Oh, look at that awkward lighting.
Oh, look, randomly inside a bag of fabric is a Disney rain poncho. You never know what you're going to find down here.
Bless
Bless
you.
you.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I didn't know I had more of this. This stuff is glorious.
What is
It's
that?
It's like blue and black marbled swirls with flecks of gold in it.
Ooh.
Is that cotton? It's hard to tell because of the lighting.
It
behind
is.
it.
It is cotton.
Nice. I wasn't sure if it was a mesh because you could see the lighting through it. I like that.
Right.
That is nice.
I used this with the there's a stained glass Harry Potter fabric with the houses.
I know exactly the fabric you're
You've
talking
seen
about.
Sarah's bag, so yeah, that. I used this on the back with that, and I made cloth napkins and hot pads for my sister.
Nice.
That was actually the first time I learned about varying the threads. Because I had to quilt the hot pads.
Yep.
That was my first foray.
So, like, all I've done is cut the rows of these markers, and already I am exhausted with the cutting.
See, I've taken where like for the markers, like I've cut them all into strips, and then I've only just like cutting off the squares like as I cut the fabric off.
Okay, so that's exactly what I've done so far.
So wait, what is it you're doing? You're cutting? Oh, those.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will say, are you cutting them with like scissors or?
Yeah. Did you use the rotary?
I absolutely did, because that's how she did it in the video, and it went so fast.
I did not pay attention to that, obviously.
Yeah, she literally like on her cutting mat with her rotary just goes zip 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 zip. So I'm like, what? I've just never
cut bag. I can't use
thought of that, and I did it, and I was like, this was great. Screw scissors.
Pressing fabric while I was watching it, so I probably just missed it because my eyes were in the wrong direction.
I woke up earlier than everyone, which that's standard. But I just sat on the couch and drank my coffee and watched, and it's like the calmest morning I've had in forever.
Nice.
I was about to steal fabric, and then I remembered, oh, Then I remembered that I have, these are all my magic bags. I have like 8 of them pre-cut. Because I used to cut 2 at a time, and then I only made the one because I only needed the one.
Yeah.
But I also just found this flamingo fabric.
Oh, that's cute, but I bet it doesn't match. That's super
I
cute,
know.
though.
What was it? Oh, I like that.
You know what you can use that for, though, if it doesn't match, is you can use it inside for the lining. You can do the...
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking because they don't even touch.
Yeah.
And actually, they don't mismatch. They are like the same blue background.
Oh.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, the divider.
Fantastic.
Once you get the divider and the binding, like once you get that little extra accent fabric in, so they're not touching directly, I think, yeah, those will look good together.
Huh, look at that. Shopping in my own basement. And I found some batting because I need to make some rug mugs for my coffee table. And I'm like, oh, extra batting. Oh, I'm very excited about this bag. Like, I just got 10,000 times more excited now that I have 2 flamingo fabrics that match. Like, oh.
So this is where I like get confused and where she's like, just do the cutting and go. And I'm like, I don't get what I'm cutting though.
I mean, I've cut basically everything if you have a question.
Oh, okay. So all of these from like the main fabric and the lining fabric and the soft and sable, these are all bigger pieces that get quilted and then cut down into the smaller pieces. Is that what's going on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, basically you're going to cut out, it's 4 large sets that get quilted together, measuring 15 by 42, and then 7 by 42, and then 25 by 16 and 20 by 16. You'll cut that from your main fabric, your lining fabric, and your filler. And then you'll quilt those together. You'll have 4 quilted sets. And then each of those quilted sets gets further subcut.
Got it. Okay.
And I thought that was weird at first, but then like considering like quilting and like slight shrinkage from quilting, I like that I'm quilting then finishing the cutting. I think my cuts will be more accurate that way.
Oh, yeah, no, that's absolutely what you want to do. Like, you do not want to have them the exact size before you quilt them because they're never going to be the right size afterward. This just causes problems for me. And it's irritating because in her videos, she was like, yeah, it's so easy to just do whatever the fuck you want with the fabric. And this makes it not easy to do whatever the fuck I want with the fabric. And like, I can math this out. Absolutely. It's just going to take a minute because like so like the quilted set C and D, conflict with each other for me. Because I need the bag front and the bag back to be the same fabric. And I need the bag pockets. The pocket A and the pocket B are the ones that are actually going, that are the ones that are actually attaching to the bag front and back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those conflict for me. And it's not a big deal. It just means that I'm going to have to jury rig this pattern a little bit. And that's totally fine. It just is that little bit of extra work that needs to be done for it. Unless I have them not identical on the front and back.
You could absolutely do that. I think it would still work.
Yeah, if I have like the fabrics in opposite order on the front and back. Oh, but it's gonna make I'm overthinking this, I know that, but it means that the strip is going to be be kind of weird because on one side it's going to match and on the other side it's not going to match.
I mean, you can just like the way she has these set up, you can just cut it into smaller sections to be quilted and then square it up. So like the front, bag front, and back. Your finished size on those is 10 by 14. If you just cut that out of a piece that is 12 by 16 and then square it up, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking at these pieces right now, and it's just that they're both 16 inches wide, and one is 20 inches and the other is 25 inches. And I bet I'll need to do a little bit of math, but I bet I could just like put the bag pockets and the side strip on one of those, on that shorter one, and the bag back and front on the longer one. Yeah, this is easy. This is an easy fix. This is a very small, just need to do a little bit of math.
Or if you move the bag front and bag back to the same piece, instead of it being 20 inches, you would do 22 inches actually, and that's all you would have to do. You just need 2 inches extra because that's all she is giving us is 2 inches extra on all of these.
All we need is 2 inches.
That's all you need.
2 inches more. That's all I asked for.
So,
Okay. Brutal honesty here. I need brutal honesty.
This isn't the time for brutal honesty. No, go for it. Oh, I like it.
Yes.
Is there a pattern at all in that orange? Is
No,
there
it's completely solid.
So I will say that because you're doing a bag, you might want something that has just a little bit of variation in it. Because bags get like marks on them and also wrinkles, stuff like that. And like it doesn't need to be a lot of pattern, but like I was also thinking about using I'm going to be making another bag, a simpler one, but I was like almost going to use a solid for that. And then I was like, I needed to have just a little bit of pattern.
I was just thinking because I have like
so
2
much
yards of it.
Yeah. I get it. Don't worry. I understand. Knowing me, being the person that I am, I would absolutely be that asshole who like goes and gets fabric dye and like does like a vat dye on it to just give it a little bit of texture, or even like a really mild bleach to give it a little bit of texture. So
that's an option.
I love a bleach dye. A bleach dye is great.
Yeah, a bleach dye. Okay, I'm taking it upstairs with me because I think we're going to experiment with that.
Yeah. Just like cut it, do a small section. You know the drill. Just like Chris, I'm assuming you're not using sample fabric, are you right now, Chris?
I am.
Oh, you are? Okay. Oh, that was just left over of that exact same fabric.
Yeah.
We're all done down here.
Yeah, Lily, this is a tiny little piece.
Okay.
Of just like extras from the way I cut it, which was mildly intentional because I wanted to be able to do exactly what I'm doing right now. But I also think I could have just like straight gone into this because that first stitch is okay, maybe not perfect, but pretty great.
So
now I'm looking at the
I
back
would
side.
absolutely do that entire strip in that diamond pattern.
That was the plan.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, well, I'm excited because I have a new plan for my bag.
What's your new plan? Or you're talking about the flamingo plan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The flamingos. So I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, and you know what? The other thing for that peach fabric, I wasn't even thinking, but like not only is it handled with like binding and all of that, and so like you definitely needed to have just a little bit of texture on it because it's good. It's the fabric that's going to get the most battered.
It is. So I'm gonna try and reverse bleach dye it.
Yep.
Which is another fun new project.
I love a bleach dye.
Yeah.
Oh, what is happening? What is going on?
Also, I have bleach and I have the fabric, so this part cost me nothing, so I feel better about what I spend on zippers.
Right. That was like when I initially said dye, I was like, oh, wait. We all have like one very specific dye on hand at all times, and that is bleach. I say that I actually don't think I have bleach right now, but I should. When the moment comes that I need to buy bleach, I will not feel like I have actually spent money.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Did you break it?
A little bit.
Oh my god. Why? Why?
Oh, you really broke it.
Like, let's see if this is even gonna show up because I'm using. Let's move to more light. Move y'all to more light. And like,
Oh,
look
yeah,
at that
yeah.
fucked up
Ooh.
threading.
Huh? Usually it's because your
Top is fine.
tails get sucked into the bobbin.
Yep.
Okay.
Mine does that a lot.
Yeah. So if it is something that starts to happen frequently, you'll want to just start using a piece of lead fabric. You know, when you just like take on a little extra chunk of fabric to start it, kind of like your chain quilting, but the first one is a garbage piece.
I
What
almost
was
think maybe
that?
the stray threads that are in my bobbin.
Oh yeah, that'll do it right there.
So like, where did I put my top cover? Why am I like this? There it is.
Oh, I know I can cut it to the right side, but something that's going to be an issue with my stabilizer is it's not 42 inches wide. Is your stabilizer 42 inches wide?
Mine was like 50.
Oh, okay.
I have to look at mine because I think it's 42, but I will glance at it in a second. I hear the dog water bubbling and it's out.
I don't think mine is full fabric. No, mine is. That's all the width that mine is, which is a normal thing. It's like the half width. It's like 22 inches. It's a fairly standard thing with this sort of item. Like a lot of times, interfacing is that width. So I wasn't surprised. Like that was exactly what I expected it to be. But this thing is definitely set for if it's the full width. But that's okay. I can just cut it the long ways. I'll make it work.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was distracted for a minute. So you're saying yours isn't 42?
No. It's 22, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's there's only two pieces that are that large.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna end up with an odd seam, I guess, in your zipper strips.
Yeah, the zipper strips are probably one of the only places it'll really be an issue.
Yeah.
Oh, now that I'm looking at this, I know why we were talking about wanting 2 more inches. I knew we were talking about 2 inches, but now I get why, because that's what she leaves extra on the.
Yeah.
On the. Yep. Yep. Got it.
The cut allowance. Yes.
Yep. Style number 40. This has to be. I don't have my ruler out, but yeah, this should be 42 wide. Is it?
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's folded over yet. It is. Oh wait. This is all the wider mine is too. I'll have to do it lengthwise also.
Yeah, and I think it'll be totally fine. I think I probably have enough here to still get this all finished and cut out. But that being said, I definitely want to do this now because I'm going to be going to my parents after this. And if I have to go to Joann's, it's like halfway between here and my parents.
Right.
Because it is in South Melbourne, and I am now, like, that used to be real close for me, and now it's like 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's roughly a 30 to 40-minute drive for me to get to Joanne. Either one. They're equidistance. There are two of them, and I can either go north or east, but it's going to take me 40 minutes.
Right. And my options are, hilariously enough, my options are south or west.
Oh, funny.
But if you know geographically where I am and what west is, I refuse to go west.
Fair.
I'm pulling it up right now because I'm actually curious, and I'm betting that west is way closer, and I'm not fucking doing it. Oh Lord. Yeah, like every so I've got one that is 23 miles away and one that is, oh, you know what? It's only 36 miles away, but like, guess which one I will be going to? 36 miles away, because that is the one that is south.
Where are you at, Daisy? There you are. Why are you crying?
But yeah, so I am going to do all of this math and figure out how big that piece is. I think it is 2 yards, and that's going to be cutting it close.
Okay. All right. Back in business.
All better.
Significantly better.
Good.
Like, that was even better than the first initial pass that was okay. Yes. Okay, cool.
Ooh. I'm looking at bleach dye because apparently I need to dye my bleach before I do much of anything.
Wait, what?
Oh, I've just never actually bleach dyed before.
I mean, you should
what
really
was
just like.
the first step? What did you say?
They're like some of these people are using spray bottles and like making fancy designs.
Please don't do that. Please just do a fat dye. Just like and
Yeah, I was
throw
gonna say,
it in a bucket.
I would just crinkle dye it. Yeah.
So like no rubber bands or anything. You just like ball it up and like how do you like?
I mean,
Yeah. So like I would lay your fabric out, and
Mhm.
then I'll use this as a silly example. You'll lay your fabric out, and then you'll just kind of like do this,
Okay.
just scrunch it all up together,
Yep.
and then then put bleach on it.
Like spray bottle bleach.
I mean, you
I
could,
would
or you
just
could
put
just,
it in a bucket with a very thinned out bleach.
yeah. I mean, absolutely
Okay.
dilute your bleach,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then just.
Yeah. Like if you want to, once you have it like crinkled up, if you want to like loosely tie it to keep the crinkles in, you can.
I wouldn't go
But-
ham.
Usually you don't even need to do that. Just like as long as it's a little bit crinkly and it's like smooshed into the container, then you should just naturally have variation in the
I mean,
bleaching.
just like as an example, like literally this shirt I am wearing, I crinkle dye this shirt,
Yeah.
Okay.
and there is a fair amount of variation in this.
Yeah.
This
there's a
actually
lot.
was not. This is not a bleach dye. I was using paint dye because this was
Right.
originally a white shirt, but like the principle is the same.
Same concept.
Yeah.
It is. I have other shirts that I have absolutely bleach dyed.
So, like, you only
Um,
have a couple inches of the bleach water solution in the bottom of the bucket?
I mean, you don't need it to be like swimming, but
Okay.
Oh, I always do it swimming though.
it depends on what I'm doing, how much I
Yeah.
want it to lift.
Like I personally, with what you're doing, because we're not doing a lot of lift, we're just trying to give it almost like a
Just some texture.
almost like a batik-y texture, like a batik that doesn't have the actual pattern in it, because
Right.
that's what we're going with. I would just say like a really thin dilute in like a bucket that you haven't fully submerged in. That is like with that piece of fabric, I would almost say like a stock pot size bucket, so that it is somewhat scrunched in there, but like not, not too scrunched, just like scrunched enough that it doesn't like try to like fan out. And yeah, just soak it. And I would cut a little piece off and just
Aha.
do a test and just let it sit in it for like a half hour or whatever, and then rinse it and see how much of a bleach you got on it. If it's what you want, perfect.
So what I have, let me unhook it here. Let go. I have an ice cream bucket.
Perfect.
We're just gonna play with this technique while we're on here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should get gloves.
Yes, you should.
We're just going all over the
Do
house.
not touch bleach with your hands. That is bad.
Yeah.
That is
If
terrible.
if you value that shirt, I would put a different shirt on.
This is mostly just color variations on this shirt. I haven't worn it in years, actually. But I've
Okay,
lost enough weight
perfect.
that I can
But
wear
it's
it.
like you grabbed the perfect shirt for today.
I did. Who knew?
Okay, so 7.5 and 7.5 is 15 plus 5.5. That is so irritating. It's going to be a ½ inch longer.
Lame.
Which means I'm absolutely going to end up cutting the wrong one. No, you know what? That one is just going to be really tight because, again, I think this fabric is 22 inches wide, and I'm absolutely not going to cut it the other way so that I have 2 inches instead of 1.5 inches.
Side note, the world that I live in, I accidentally shut the balloon in the basement because they are just balloons, because we're not allowed to throw balloons away. So,
What do you mean you can't throw balloons away?
It's just because of your children.
I have a 4-year-old. I can't throw balloons away.
Like,
Like,
you notice, like if you do it in the middle of the night.
oh, that kid does not forget a damn thing. She
So what
remembers.
What
She
happens
remembers
when
like a
you
toy
do
that the
that?
dogs chewed up a year and a half ago. She remembers that was my favorite toy, and the dogs ate it.
They do that. They do
Like, yeah,
that.
that was like a year ago. Let it go. We
This
bought
is
you
why
like 35.
this is why I'd be a terrible parent, because I would take those balloons and I would pop them in front of the child, one at a time while making eye contact.
Yeah, so that's the kind of parent, like, I mean, we might have been a little bit, we were way more strict with the other kids, but with this one, the level of screaming, huh?
The other one.
Oh, I'm being called out. My eldest is down here and says it's understatement of the century that I said I was a little more strict.
The important thing is that you acknowledge this.
I fully embrace it. My parenting style completely shifted, and she actually knows when it shifted, and it just 180. But yeah, they definitely noticed. But this one, like, it's all about whatever doesn't make her scream because she has been screaming since the day she was born. And none of us want to hear her scream.
Understandable.
Our life is about making Lily not scream. Hence the whole DAS situation.
Ooh,
I am
okay.
in the queue.
Of
Not
course,
on the
I'm
computer.
rewriting all of this stuff. I'm going to pass these numbers to you, Em, when I have them all set.
Oh,
Because
it
they-
looks beautiful. Oh, I love it.
Look at those diamonds.
oh yeah,
Those
yeah, that
are
looks really
stellar.
nice. That looks very, very Bradley.
Oh. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Oh, I love it. Oliver, you're in my way.
I would
No.
also honestly be fairly happy with it. Just like I also really just like these straight lines too. I'm happy with this. Like either way, I'm doing this.
That is the opposite of helpful, dude.
I felt so bad, Mom. Oh, I accidentally wrote the mistake in my room.
Really pretty.
Fine.
I'm sorry.
Hey, the man, Mom, stop her. Stop her. She's gonna molest.
What?
Oh, not the right word.
Oliver.
Toes is not the right word. Just spread out toes.
Oh, okay, so.
All right. How much of this fabric? Is it bad that I don't even want to do a test? I just want to like cut my fabric and dye it all.
Please don't do that.
Please,
Don't
please
do that.
test it. Please test it. Please test.
Fine. I'll cut off all these stupid little strips at the bottom.
You're not getting my spicy Cheetos.
Oh, I'm obsessed with how this is turning out.
Yours looks freaking amazing. It makes me, I have a couple purse patterns and a wallet pattern, and it makes me want to make those doing it this way. I'm like, I could adjust those. Like, I could totally make my own Jared Bradley bag. Also, I super love that all my supplies are now in those cubbies, and I could just walk over. I don't have to open bins and shift them, and
I'm pretty much tired.
it's just available.
Perfect.
My entire room.
Yes, cleaning your room helped me. Thank you. Uprooting.
Look at the wall. I changed all the furniture. It's uprooting.
Oh no, am I really planning to go to Joanne on a Sunday?
It's the worst. It's so busy.
Shit. Maybe I don't go to Joanne today.
Oh
right.
my god, I am so obsessed.
It looks awesome. So a little bit of water, a little bit of bleach in the bucket.
A lot of
Yeah.
water, a little bit of bleach.
Okay, a lot of water, a little bit of bleach.
I will say for this might be something that's worthwhile to Google to see if people have a good ratio for this.
I don't know why. I feel like the ratio that is in my brain is like a cup of water to a quarter cup of bleach. But like, do not directly quote me. It's been a couple years since I've bleach dyed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yummy. Really glad I put gloves on because there's like this. Oh, it's the lid thingy. That's gross.
Yeah.
I don't actually use bleach very often. I have it, but I don't use it often. Little bit of bleach, a lot of water. We'll just see where this takes us. And then crinkle my fabric. How long do you leave it in there?
So that is where we're doing the test for.
Aha!
Yeah. The longer you leave it, the greater the variations and the more color removal you get. The last thing I bleach dyed was black, and I'm pretty sure I ended up processing that thing twice. But I think I did an hour.
Okay.
I would start with an hour, and then if you want more color removal, you go longer. If you want less, you go shorter. Like that is.
Yes, I'm gonna fix that today.
Okay, so this is actually only 20 inches wide. So all of my math for figuring out, like, oh, I got this all set perfect for 22 inches.
Dad gave me that charger.
Where'd you find it?
I don't know where Dad got it from. Dad gave me the charger.
Dad stole it.
If you got a beef with the charger, take it up with Dad.
It was freshman year, and my charger went missing, so I gave it to him. And returned with the clunky ass ones from the old computers, because that one was missing, and apparently you had it the whole time.
I actually just got that one like 3 months ago.
Apparently it's got added to Dad's collection then.
Called out for my laptop charger.
And I only have 2 yards of this, so I am absolutely going to be
No.
And that has me thinking that I should grab a laptop.
Yeah, I'm frustrated. There's a lot of things I would look up right now, but my laptop's out of commission, and my phone is not super delighted to be shifting between apps. So I'm just gonna wing it. Oh, and look, it signed me out of my chat queue.
So do you know how wide your fabric was? Was yours also 20 inches or was yours 22?
My actual fabric?
No, I'm sorry, your stabilizer.
My stabilizer, let's pop that bad boy on my measuring mat, and I will let you know. Now that I made sure I'm back in my queue, because it keeps logging me out.
Thank you.
Like, I'm only going to be waiting in here for 4 hours, so mine is
All right,
20 inches.
I've now done this entire piece.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
I
That.
freaking love your fabric, and I freaking love that stitching on it.
Like, I could actually just do this on an entire quilt and be really happy about this.
Yeah. So now
There's that one fuck up, but
is that the zipper strip?
No, that says test fabric.
this is just a test
That's
piece.
just text. Oh, okay.
This
I'm
is-
like, what? It's small.
This is
Okay.
excess. This is nothing.
Okay.
This,
So
I mean,
keep
I
in
guess I
mind-
could bind this and it could be a pot holder now.
You
Cut it in
can.
half and make 2 mug rugs. That's my other project today is mug rugs.
So,
Anne, we keep yelling at you that you need to do test fabric, and see, Chris did test fabric.
yeah. And I'm glad I did because I was able to figure out what happened here, and now I can prevent this.
Are you insinuating that I am loud?
We'll tell him he's wrong and he needs to grow up and get over it.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how our toddler is still sleeping because she was awake before this, and I went in and rubbed her back and got her back to sleep, and she's still sleeping.
Did you get through at Disney?
I am on. No, my laptop said no Chrome, and they wouldn't even reinstall Chrome, and I apparently don't know what that password is. I looked on my phone for passwords. I don't know what it's doing. It just tried to restart. And I stopped functioning because I don't know what the password is.
Yay.
I would already know.
Hey, look, he's ITing. Yay! Say good morning. It hasn't sent me anything. Did you email it?
It should.
Oh wow. Like, yeah, if I buy a pre-cut tube of stabilizer on the Walmart site, it's actually only
185.
15 inches wide.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Create a password.
Oh, look, he reset my password for me. Now I'll have to log into everything again.
No, that's just for your Microsoft account, not Gmail.
Oh,
I will say, y'all, if you want my
That's why
random
your password I was
opinion
using
about
didn't work.
Stabilizer, I do recommend this.
What you got there?
Yes.
the
I
foam.
think, yes, I think this feels really nice once it's sandwiched. I don't think I need to like double it up or anything. I was a little worried about that. I think the amount of space, at least with what I did here, where it varies from like, I don't know, an inch to 2 inches, because obviously I did oblong diagonals. I think you get a really good like feel definition with the way it sandwiches. I think this is great.
And is that by any soft and stable? Is that what that is?
That is what that is.
Okay.
So, are you discovering that your 20-inch wide stabilizer is not going to work? Is that what you're discovering?
So I don't have enough.
Okay.
Which, since I'm gonna have to buy more anyways, I'm just kind of thinking that it would be smarter for me to just buy what I need for this project and then save that one for other projects.
So, I'm thinking what that tells me is I'm going to try a little strip with my stabilizer and my fusible fleece to see if I like the combination. But I know exactly what that foam is, and that foam is what I really wanted. So I might go to Joanne anyways.
I'm really happy about this.
And
I also feel like I had this conversation with Ashley too, where I could just like slightly tweak the dimensions of this whole pattern and eliminate the pages and make a quilt bag out of this.
Oh, for sure.
yeah, absolutely. That was a full yard. The piece that you have is the 36-inch by the 58-inch.
The piece I have is I will say I have much extra when I tell you my dimensions. I have much extra. But this ended up being 58 by 72.
Holy crap.
Like right here next to me, I have everything cut that I need.
Are you on chat on there still, or?
And I have all of this left.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like I possibly could make an entire another bag out of this amount of stabilizer.
Right. Which like is good because I feel like you paid a crap ton of money for that, right?
Yeah, I had to go back and look at my receipt, but it was on the expensive side.
Yeah.
What was the level of expensive? Do you mind sharing?
I have to look it up if you have a minute.
Oh no, you don't have to
Like
do
I'm
that.
just seeing a yard of it at that 58 inches is $20 on the Walmart
Yeah, that's what I
site.
was looking at. And I'm like, geez.
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh, why
legitimately
don't
do
they
think
have it
I
at Walmart?
paid like $50.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Like,
maybe a trip to Walmart first, because I can just do my grocery shopping, and if they have it at Walmart, I can just do that and not drive all the way out to Joanne.
So I don't think, other than actual like local quilt shops, I don't think that you can buy this anywhere, like in a store.
Like even Joanne?
Correct. Although I guess that is something. Why can I not find the shopping list? There it is.
that's also what I was looking for and like struggling.
And oh yeah, this says to buy 1.5 yards of it, but that's way too much because you bought 2 yards and you're left with an insane amount.
Yeah, I have quite a bit left.
And none of these pieces require anything like that. It's not like a lot of times when that happens, it's because you need a piece that, oh, well, no, because this thing is wider than 42 inches.
Let me make sure that I don't need any more later. No, because it's just listed right there.
No, because it's only for
The mesh, the
quilting.
mesh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just for the quilted pieces.
it's just for the quilted pieces.
Like it's not.
I mean, I will say, I think a yard. You might be just a tad short on a yard.
Yeah, because it says a yard and a half, doesn't it?
It does because it says a yard and a half because that is how much of It also tells you to get of each of the fabrics. It tells you to buy a yard and a half.
Mhm.
And I feel like I'll see you have additional extra on this because this is wider than a standard bolt of fabric. Like a bolt of fabric is 42 and this is 58. So there's that whole strip of extra along the side of it, which is part of why I have extra. But then on the end of it, like once I cut all this, the yard and a half out, I probably had, I don't know, maybe 8 inches or so left from my main fabric, which was a yard and a half cut. So I think a yard and a quarter is probably what you'll ultimately go through. Does my rambling make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
But also, is this even sold by the half yard?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, it should be on a. I mean, you could. I think when Laura bought it, it was on a bolt, and she bought a section of it.
Based on like, yeah, I guess in the thing there, I do think it is. You can also buy by the bolt. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Let me grab this.
I did find bolts of it on Walmart. Now that my laptop works, yay!
Of the actual like by any product?
No, this was on Walmart.
Yeah.
So according to the back of this by Annie insert, and just take that for what it is. I don't know how old this insert would be. This is available in black and white by Annie Soft and Stable. It's 58 inches wide. Comes in a variety of package sizes as well as 15-yard roll.
Okay, so they do have both of them somewhere. I realize that I'm not like the most organized person in any moment, but like I've lost a page of the pattern. And it is, yes, the page where it shows the layout of, oh no, that's not it either. Oh, this is just like sitting in the middle.
Oh,
Okay. I didn't realize that the layouts were sitting in the middle. I thought it was on the last page, and I was looking for the last page, which is still lost but no longer relevant because, yeah. So yeah, I feel like this is just not. Oh, right. Okay, so it's not optimized for that 58 inches because, of course, the fabric that we're using is not 58 inches, and it's optimized for
hi again, baby.
2-inch wide. And I feel like I can absolutely do some pivoting on this where there's no reason that I can't make this out of a single yard of this.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's just how much work you want to do with it.
Yeah. Like right off the bat, that initial piece can actually be 28 by 22 instead of 15 by 42. And like just playing with stuff like that can, completely change everything. So
Because you don't want
I feel like I just need to find. Oh yeah, so I do have a yard of this. Oh no, that's a yard of it for $20, which seems still a bit much. But
So I'm on the Joanne website, and they have Pellin Flex Foam one-sided fusible stabilizer, and that one is $5.99 a yard, available in store, at least by me.
Did you say it's fusible though? I don't think we want fusible.
The one, and then this one is non-fusible Pellin Flex Foam interfacing stabilizer, 20 inches white, and also $5.99 a yard, available in store.
It's just 20 inches wide, so we do have to buy more, but we can figure that out.
But it is only $5.99 a yard, so it's on sale for 50%, a little more than 50% off, actually. So I'm apparently going to Joann Fabrics today.
Oh, okay. So if it is 20 inches wide, I'm gonna do that mathing. To the maths. Okay. So I have 20 inches wide is what I am working with. And then these strips are
We
both.
just lost power. That was fun.
Oh.
That was strange.
Okay, so with this being 20 inches wide,
Uh-huh.
you can set this. So if you look at page 5 on the directions,
Mm-hmm.
you can set this so that I literally have like grids on this paper and I'm still.
Yeah, you can just, everything's going to have to be laid sideways, and you're going to have more waste on the one side because it's only like 16 inches wide. But then you can get the length just from the length of the foam. You just have to buy more of it.
So 2 3/4 and 2 3/4 is 5.5. Okay, so 5.5 plus 13 is 18.5. So if you're willing to sacrifice half an inch from that like trim wobble allowance from quilting the fabric together, let me draw this bigger so that it's gonna show up better.
Not that I'm aware of. The motor's like broken in his head, and I don't know that I can take it apart without breaking him.
So you can actually lay this out like this.
Hang on, let me.
So that
Oh,
on a single strip, you can do 13 and 13, and then these extra, which are a 5.5 total, and it ultimately ends up being 18.5 wide. And if it's cutting out of the 20-inch wide, I have those spun the wrong way. Those don't make any sense because I have them spun the wrong way. Hold on a second. Let me draw this properly again. I'm one of those people. Let me just do this properly. It's fine.
Yeah.
side note, since it's daylight, I'm just now realizing that your beautiful quilt that's always in the background is your curtain.
It is.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was a window behind it.
Not to make it look like I am a 22-year-old stoner, but here we are.
We just embrace where we're at and we roll with it.
Yeah. Okay, and these are 2 3/4 by 35.5. So that is
Probably not.
might be a problem. Or not. Like I said. You know, these two are
And this one is, let's see, okay, what was that? I said 18 and a half, right?
Yes.
13 plus
they're friends.
5 and a half. Yep.
Kissing in their tongue.
And confirm that for me. So if it is 13 inches wide, and then I'm adding 2 more strips that are both 2 3/4 wide. 2 3/4 plus 2 3/4 is 5 and a half. And then plus the 13 is 18 and a half. That math all checks out?
I want more.
Okay.
Glad you were following it because I was listening to my kid not following it.
Okay. So this is the piece that we can cut where this side will be the 20 inches wide. And then you just need a 40-inch strip, 42 inches to give you that extra seam allowance. But if you have a piece that is 42 inches by 20 inches, then you will be good for making quilted set A and B.
Let you know that it was. But this makes it. They tell you.
And did you get all that? It looks like you're having tech issues over there.
It's gonna be a fairly large piece to quilt together. Oh, there she goes.
Well, it's only 20 inches wide.
It's just long.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah. It would be a long strip, but it's only 20 inches wide.
Yeah.
And then you figure that quilt was 70 inches. So.
Oh yeah, like totally.
Again, don't be a pussy ass bitch. I bet Anne's trying to get back in, and I am on full screen, so I can't see her at the bottom. Hold on. Yes, she is.
My phone's
Hey.
super pissed about the internet with the power out.
Did you get all that? Did that all make sense?
No,
Okay.
I
So
did not get it.
I'm going to send you a photo.
For her glasses. I didn't realize she had a problem.
So this is only going to work if you are okay with having your pages in your binding being the same size, not your binding, your zipper strips. They're going to have to be the same fabric, but like, that's fine. Let me pull
So
up
wait, the strips, which strips?
This will be, so this is a way to make quilted set A and B together out of a single strip that is 20 inches wide. It'll be a strip that's 20 inches by 42 inches. So you just have to have your pages and your zipper strips be the matching fabric. For
Oh, gotcha. I know what you're saying. Okay.
viable, but this is also helping math out how much of this 20-inch wide stabilizer we're going to need. So let me pull up this app that will take the pretty photos of this page. Okay. Okay, so I am gonna post this in the Discord. Okay, we have a new channel for this, but I just posted, and I literally just took a screenshot of the photo that I just took. But if you go into the Discord, there is now just a screenshot of this page that I just drew, and it shows the layout for how I have this set up so that you can fit both a set A and B on a single strip that's 20 inches wide.
Come in here before you miss the party. Party just started. You're missing out on the party. The party.
Also, we are apparently missing out on the party.
Daddy, missing out on the party.
We are missing out on the party.
Daddy,
Also, there's a reason I'm always on mute on Wednesday nights because when she wakes up, this speech does not stop.
Got it.
But the really important ones are, I don't want to get too technical, but these are called core memories. Each one came from a super important time in Riley's life. Like when she first scored a goal.
So that is the first one, and then I'm going to work out the other ones now too, because I can do this.
Nice. I remembered that my Discord needed to be updated post power outage, but forgot that I needed to do the DAS queue that I've been in for 2 hours. But now it's on my laptop because Sean did IT work on a Sunday morning.
What's up, babe?
Friendship Island is
But I just sat down.
and that's the truth. And of course, family life is amazing. The island's personality are what make Riley Riley.
no, I can pull this back. No, I can pull that back.
All right. So, what is our plan for what are we hoping to accomplish by the next meeting?
Oh yeah, so I was gonna go over that, and I just had it. Oh wow, it's already 11:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to get off.
Yeah. So we need to have all of the fabric cut and put together, and let me put these pages back in the order.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
So I feel like assembling the pages should be saved. And I realize that this means that we're going to go out of order, but that's how I roll, right? So I feel like the best list to have this all organized so that we can come back in 3 weeks, because it will be in 3 weeks, not 4 weeks. So, a little bit of a time crunch. I think a good goal for everybody to have is to have all of these pieces together, all of the quilted pieces cut and quilted and cut down to the right size and all of that. And then I would say that we need to do step 5. So let me actually let me actually lay out all of these stupid pages because there are so many pages. Okay. So what we should have for next month is step 1 cut, excuse me. Step 1 cut. Step 2 cut and quilt. Quilt and cut, excuse me. I'm going to read all of these backwards and it's going to be what it is. And then prepare the binding and zipper. What is this prepare the zippers?
Is that cutting them to length and then putting the zips on them?
Okay. I was just trying to see if like this was also sticking them onto the fabric itself, but I don't think it is. Oh no, it is.
Oh, it's attaching the zippers to the pockets, isn't it?
It is. And I would like to hold off on that. So I'm going to say step 3A, which is prepare bias binding. And then we're going to hold off on the assembling pages. And then step 5, which is preparing handles. And straps, which is just getting them all assembled. So this is basically getting together everything so that we are ready for construction, for the actual like fully assembling next month.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if we should also go ahead and put the prepare zipper loops in here, or prepare zipper loop or not, or if that is going to be trickier than I want it to be. No, I'm going to say I think our best bet is to get these 4 items done, and it's cut, and then the quilt and cut, and then the prepare bias binding, and preparing handles and straps. I think we do all of that, and then when we meet up next month, we're just going to have a whole zipper party. Because zippers are a pain in the ass. And I feel like you've got quite a bit of experience with zippers, right? You're muted.
Lord have mercy. I've done a few.
Okay.
I'm not amazing, but I have done a few.
Chris, have you dealt with zippers before?
No, I've never done a zipper.
Okay,
No.
perfect. Zippers could be a bit of a
Zippers can be a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. And zipper feet also, like everything with zippers, like it's one of those things where it kind of looks terrifying and it's not as terrifying as it looks, but also it still kind of sucks. So,
But I don't even think she used a zipper foot. It didn't look like it. She didn't change feet when she was attaching them.
oh, I will absolutely be using a zipper foot.
I feel like I have several zipper feet, and therefore we'll definitely use that.
She literally just like zipped all the way around the whole thing, just went right over the zipper when she was attaching them.
The zipper foot is for just attaching the zipper to the fabric itself.
Oh.
The zipper foot is so that you can sew really, really close to that zipper instead of having a whole bunch of extra flappy there.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So yes, so we absolutely need to meet up for zippers.
Clearly, because I did not use a zipper foot when I did it. So
Got it. So I have this list written, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish mathing this out, and this will take me just a second, and then I should have the amount of fabric we'll actually need of this 20-inch wide bag stabilizer, and be all set at that point.
dear Lord, I need a new blade.
Oh, I just ordered new blades, and they should be arriving like today or tomorrow, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I have a new pack of them, but so I'm not gonna lie. I still have one more bag I need to cut out using this crappy blade on my fusible fleece because the fusible fleece eats up blades.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one more I got to cut out, and then I will put a new blade on. But this one, I think I'm going to be extra bougie. Did I show you guys I did show you guys the flamingo fabric. Or not the flamingo. Oh my God. Peacock. The peacock fabric for the peacock bag that I'm making. So I think I'm going to be bougie with that one, and I'm actually going to quilt it before I construct it. And I think I'm going to make that one a quilty bag.
I'm trying too hard. They keep switching sides again.
Oh, excuse me.
You all right over there?
So I'm like, was that a sneeze? If so, bless you.
It wasn't. But I appreciate it anyway.
Well, either way, whatever it was, bless you.
Okay, so 14 plus 5.5 is going to be
19 and a half.
19.5. Okay. So I've got everything laid out. So that first piece is going to be 42 inches. And then the second piece is going to be 22 inches. And the third piece is going to be 21.5 inches. And that is going to be 2 plus 2 is 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So grand total, what you're going to need of that stabilizer is 85.5 inches, which is 3 yards plus. Oh no, I did that wrong. Hold on. It's like that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so you're going to need 2.5 yards. So
2.5 yards.
Not that far off.
No, that's not bad. It's just a little bit extra.
Yeah. Now these pieces are like real wonky, so like I'm just going to go ahead and buy another 2.5 yards. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and buy that. But that is all it is, and it's not that bad. And I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these things into photos that I'm gonna post on the page, and we're all done for now. So questions, comments, concerns?
No, I think we're good.
Perfect. Let me do that. Anything from you, Chris?
I'm good.
Okay. Sorry, I have like old scans on here that weren't actually doing anything. So, and this page is absolutely going to be like my usual, just I jotted everything down and it's a little bit chaotic. But yeah, like you got this.
All good. We're good.
Go on. Take that picture.
I am quite excited now that I'm looking forward to seeing this dye. I'm actually like impatient and ready to take it out of the bleach.
You did like set a timer, right?
I didn't even measure anything. What are you talking about? Set a timer.
All right. Well, we're gonna do the best we can.
This is what level we're on today. I eyeballed it. It was roughly a 1/4 cup to 2 cups or something like that. It was a splash of this and a dash of that. That's how I bake too. The coffee cake is pretty good, so
I follow an actual recipe for like how much flour and baking powder and baking soda.
Okay, so I gotta go, guys.
Okay, you go. Bye.
Bye.
We're done. But yeah, so like I use the basic structure, and then from there, I then. Why are you not? Just stop. Just. Am I forgetting how this works now? Oh no, there we next is the button that I need.
not gonna lie, I actually don't think it did anything.
So I would rinse it and hair dry.
Yeah, I don't think it did much of anything. It doesn't look like it anyways.
Well, you didn't set a timer, and usually it takes like an hour.
Oh, it was at least it was roughly in the 9:15, 9:30 realm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so there is now a PDF in that Discord. But yeah, so you just gotta play around with it, but like dry it first because you know how it can be hard to see. Dry it and then actually lay it on top of the other fabric to make sure to see if it actually did the thing because it can be hard to tell.
Yep.
And then if it didn't, then I would measure and see how much it
actually takes.
Yeah.
We were just a wing it on the fly kind of a morning. It's okay.
Exactly. And so on that note, I think we're gonna end this, and we will we'll pick this up in a couple of weeks.
Most excellent. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.